everybody doing? I'm sorry y'all haven't seen me in a while, but I've been really busy and I've been having problems with my electronics. This is what, the fourth time we've had to do this video?
The fourth time.
And we're really tired. Okay, but the topic for today is...
horror movies based on true events.
Yes, we got sucked into this. We did a lot of research.
And now we can't stop.
Yes. Okay, this is going to be like a 4 or 5 parts. There's going to be different videos on this topic because there's so many.
Yeah, and they're all so interesting.
Yes. The first one we're going to do is Child's Play. Child's Play is loosely based on the legend of Robert the doll. Robert Eugene Otto was given a doll in 1906 when he was a young boy. He named the doll Robert after himself since he mostly went by
Eugene or Gene.
Yes. It was given to him by a servant in the family, and she was known to practice black art and magic.
Sounds like a good idea.
She was mad at the family because she said that they had treated her unfairly.
She could have been leaving a curse on them.
Pretty quickly, little Eugene's parents realized things went wrong. You hear voices coming from their son's room, and one of the voices they did not recognize.
Yeah.
And then they would go and enter the room, and each time they entered the room, Robert would be sitting on the end of
right at the foot of his bed.
Right at the foot of his bed. When Eugene was at school, they would still hear noises coming from Eugene's room.
That's scary.
And then they would also notice as they looked at Robert that his eyes would blink, and then they would go and find him in different areas of the house.
So he'd move around.
Yes, could you imagine?
I would be scared, honestly. Like seeing this doll in one room and then leaving for a minute and him being somewhere completely different.
Yeah, see, I have haunted dolls. Ava's head actually moves. Like her head will be facing this way, and then later on you'll see her head facing this way. And our cat, she'll come up here and move stuff around. And supposedly Ava's spirit loves animals. And I've caught a lot of weird noises with Ava. And
so maybe our cat moving stuff around was wanting to play with her.
So I couldn't imagine what they were going through. After Eugene got grown and moved out of the house, and when his parents died, the house was left to him.
So he inherited.
Well, when he came back, Robert was still there.
So he's been there for a while now, probably.
For a while. And before... Eugene moved out back when he was young, his grandmother had a bad feeling about Robert. So she told the parents to put Robert in the attic. And later on that night, she passed away.
I wonder what from.
Exactly. Did Robert have something to do with that?
He very much could have. Because he probably didn't like being stuck up there.
And then... in order for them to feel safe, they got Robert back out of the attic. Eugene's parents did.
And put them right back in his room.
Yes. And so then once he inherited the house, Eugene was married by then. His wife started noticing Eugene acting weird around the doll.
He acted strange.
Yeah, this is a grown man, and he even left a spot at the table for Robert to eat.
Yes. Right with the family.
That is crazy.
So his wife was like, this is weird.
Yes, that would freak me out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then even the neighbors would hear talking coming from the house.
And blood-curdling screams or cries.
Could you imagine?
You knew that the family had left.
Yes, that is crazy. And then after Eugene died... the house was sold to a
woman named Myrtle.
Bought the house, and then she started noticing strange things that was
about
happening.
Robert.
Robert was moving around, the screaming. She would hear the screaming. So she donated Finally, she'd had enough.
She donated him to a museum in Key West.
If you go and see Robert and you take a picture of Robert,
You gotta ask for his permission.
because if you don't, they say that you'll be cursed by Robert. Assume if he says okay, you know, he'll let the camera work, or
Yeah. Well, what if he doesn't say okay and you do it anyway?
that wouldn't be good. It
First
scares
either
me.
way.
Yeah, that scares me. Robert is actually a cute dog to me. I looked at him, I think he's a cute dog.
Yeah.
You know? But that is the story on Robert, and I just thought that was a very interesting story
is.
that's where Child's Play came from.
Yeah, it was inspired by that.
I did not know that.
And we would have never figured this out. Us being horror movie fanatics would have never figured this out if we didn't decide to make this video.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
And you just find so much things out about it that you didn't know.
And we love Halloween, guys. This is
Yes.
our month.
It is our thing.
But that is the story on Robert the doll.